Real quick before we dive into this episode of the podcast, be sure to grab your free PDF copies of my latest books at frugal.show/free. Now on to the show. Welcome to the Frugalpreneur podcast. I am your host, Sarah St. John. This episode is what I refer to as a showcase episode where I feature a bootstrapped entrepreneur and they briefly share their tips, tricks, tactics, techniques, and tools that help them bootstrap their business and the successes and failures along the way. My hope is that each of these showcase episodes will provide at least one valuable takeaway that you can implement right away in your own bootstrap business journey. Now on to the episode.
Hello, I'm Paul Gowder. I'm the founder of powwows.com. Powwows.com is your place to come and explore, experience, connect with all things native culture. We're welcoming and open to all kinds of people, whether you're native or not, whether you are just interested in learning more about Native American culture, or you grew up on a reservation and want to dig deeper into your roots. I started the website way back in 1996. It was really just a way for me to learn how to do web pages. And I was in grad school and just playing around with this whole web thing. And so I built a few web pages, one on powwow dancing, because that's something I did. I traveled around the Southeast singing and dancing. So I built a few pages about that. Also built a page about Star Wars vintage toys. Well, one took off and one didn't. Immediately, it was the community that came and wanted to interact with each other in the powwow world. And from there, I accidentally stumbled into entrepreneurship. It was, over the months as we started to grow and had to find ways to pay for our growth, that we started looking at how we could monetize and grow the business. And then over the years, it became more and more of a business venture. And I did all this while working full time, working for a state job in the government. And then last February, I was able to finally retire from that job and go full time with powwows.com. Like I said, I started my business a long time ago, back in 1996. And this was before social media. This was before YouTube and any of that other monetizations that we see now. So when I was building this first, I did build this as a side hustle. So for a long time, the business didn't really make money. It was more of us putting money into the business. And that meant that we made choices in our family of doing different things to making sure we prioritized the lifestyle we wanted. We had to put our own money into it. We had to take odd jobs and do other things to make sure that we kept growing this thing. But I also remember times when I wanted to create the first merchandise for powwows.com and wanted to have a t-shirt. I actually went to my parents and they helped me fund the first run of t-shirts that I was able to then sell and generate some more money and then continue to do the merch like that. It was also a matter of we had to hustle. We went to every event we could. We met with everybody at these events. We were out there working hard and scraping by every opportunity we could. But the most important thing is we did this as a side job for a long time. So we weren't dependent on the revenue until the revenue got to where it was sustainable. We tried not to look at this as it wasn't our salary for a long time. Even though when the business lost money or even when we started making money, this wasn't our main source of income. So we were able to keep putting money into the business until we became a little more profitable and stable. I want to tell you first about probably the biggest failure we had as far as revenue goes in the business. And this only happened just maybe 5-6 years ago. We were working on a major redesign of the website and we worked really hard in getting the look how we wanted, made sure that had this perfect styling. It looked just the way we wanted and had all of those, bells and whistles. And you knew who you were when you came to the website. It was branded perfectly. And we rolled that out and we forgot to do some basic things. And that was to do some testing as far as speed goes and what it was going to do to our SEO. And at the time, our main revenue source was AdSense. And so we had two critical errors there. One, I think we depended too much on a single source of revenue, that being AdSense. And we also failed to do some testing and to see how this was going to operate. We, in just a matter of a few weeks, we lost 50% of our revenue. And it took us months of work to recover that SEO rankings and for Google to like us again, plus also tons of extra hours going back in and working with some good contractors to help us fix all the speed problems and get that theme back to where it was. Now, for me, one of our key successes has been our community. And so I always tell people you need to be intentional about community. Community is not just a Facebook group, it's not just a place where you put your community. It is a sense of everybody having that belonging together, that sense of purpose. You can have a community through your email list, and that is one of our strongest places for community. You can have community when you're doing a live stream or a podcast. It's the way you interact with your audience, it's the way you make them feel. That has been a huge success for me. Also, I think it's really, really important as you grow and as you start getting some revenue and are able to move forward and do some things a little bit more with your budget, is to figure out what you're good at, what your strengths are, and then delegate the rest. When you can start hiring virtual assistants and contractors to take some of the things off your plate so you can concentrate on the tasks that only you can do, that is when you're really going to get some big growth in your business. Some tips I have for you to really help your business grow in revenue, engagement, and just in followers and everything. You can learn more about what I do over at paulgowder.com. I've just recently put out a course on online giveaways, which has been a huge part of growing our business in the last couple of years, with getting thousands of people onto our email list, driving traffic to our website. Giveaways are huge for us, and we run one every month. I'd love to talk to you more about that and how you can do that in your business. I'm also putting out some content on email marketing and helping you take your email list to the next level with some better sequences and some better ways to grow your list. So I'd love to help you out. It is my goal now to take this 25 years of experience and help you move forward, get unstuck with your business, and get you to that next level. So come check me out over at paulgowder.com.
I hope you enjoyed that episode and were able to take away a valuable nugget of information that you can implement right away in your own business. If you feel your story would be valuable for the listeners of this show, please visit frugal.show/guest. Thank you so much for listening to this episode. If you haven't already, don't forget to grab your free PDF copies of my latest books at frugal.show/free. Until next time.